horror, kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors. It is Steven here, and welcome to my review of the Walmart exclusive. Because that has always worked out well, right? Ultimate Hero Ash from Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Now, a few years ago now, a few because a couple is two, NECA did an anniversary box set which included Hero Ash here alongside Deadite or Evil Ed. And instead of reissuing that, which would have made everyone super happy, they went ahead and did a single quote-unquote card reissue of both Hero Ash, and then they did Chucky from the Seed of Chucky or Bride of Chucky, I forget which one off the top of my head, set. So instead of doing a reissue of the thing that everybody wanted, they just went ahead and did half for both. Which is cool because, you know, everybody got a chance to get the one big draw factor from both of those respective sets. But anyway, Walmart exclusive Ultimate Hero Ash, and now folks have a chance to get them. Is this Ultimate Hero Ash worth it? Well, it's kind of difficult to find these days, and we've got a couple of small bits of quality control issues. So let's take a look to see whether or not this Ultimate figure is worth adding into your collection. Okie dokie, so let's go ahead and talk about our friend Hero Ash. And what do we have to say? Well, generally speaking, if you have the Ultimate Ash from Evil Dead 2 figure, or you saw my review from that yesterday, I tried to go for upload one day and upload the other, then you pretty much know what you're looking at here. Generally speaking, they pretty much reused as many parts as they could here. Pretty much the same song and dance with a couple of changes here. Now, I will say that there are a couple of things quality control-wise that NECA could and should have caught and fixed a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look. So right away, we are going to have the default head sculpt, which this should be familiar for those who have the Ultimate Ash figure because it's the same thing, and he's all bloody and scratched up, which that actually is not necessarily 100% consistent throughout the head sculpts, but I mean, it's kind of hard to keep that consistent when, you know, he changes expression. So it's not necessarily their fault. But what is a little bit upsetting is that for some of the units that I've seen, the gritting teeth face, where the hair meets the blood paint application, just to put it bluntly, it kind of looks like pus. Not necessarily on mine, but on some that I have seen, moving on down throughout the rest of the figure. At this point in time, NECA was messing around with the dot matrix stuff, so I'm kind of wondering why they didn't implement that here for this figure, but I don't know, I guess it was still in the prototype phase and they were really looking to introduce that first with Lori, so hey, c'est la vie. But still, for what we have here, it does look pretty good. The only critique, NECA, please do not try to sculpt body hair into a figure. Maybe try to paint it first. Now, I want to move on over here to the chainsaw real quick because you're actually seeing the actual saw portion of that. And yeah, it being wavy, that's a consistent thing that I have seen on pretty much all of the single carded release Ultimate Hero Ash figures. I don't know why. Now, for this particular segment here, sculpt and paint, this is fresh out the box. I didn't do anything to try to alter this. So this is pretty much what you should be expecting. I did later on use heat to try to correct this, which is what you're going to be seeing in all of the other sections outside of here, but it didn't really fix it as well as it should. I don't know. Maybe he needs some pink fuck to fix that, or maybe that's why it looks like that in the first place, but I don't know. I don't know why it looks like that. It really should be fixed. It looks kind of bad. But anyway, for the rest of the figure, Ash pretty much has the same song and dance in terms of quality. For the arms, looks pretty good. For the pants, this is going to be a one-to-one from the previous Ash figure from Evil Dead 2. So yeah, he looks pretty good. Generally speaking, aside from a couple of issues here and there, yeah, he gets a pretty good seal of approval. Since Ash is basically a modification from this one, you pretty much know what the articulation is going to be. There aren't really any changes. Chainsaw hand. It's really it. But what's this going on here? Well, we'll talk about it. Head is going to be on a swivel where it plugs into the neck, so you can spin that around. And then that peg is going to plug into the body on a ball joint, so this way we can rock the head around. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Shoulders are on swivel hinge combo. You can T-pose about that well. So that way when he kills a deadite, you know, he can assert his dominance. Is he reaching back to grab the boomstick? Kinda, sorta. Because he has a single hinge elbow. Now, this came out originally in the 2-pack a few years ago, not too long. I know that for most of the older Ultimate figures, they just kinda hodgepodge some releases together with accessories and just updated the articulation. I know specifically for Hero Ash here, they got rid of the V-cut hips and they just updated from the waist down. But, you know, still, I mean, come on, they could have done double jointed elbows. But anyway, wrist, ball joint. So pretty decent movement for the hand. Over here, same articulation for this arm. For the chainsaw, we are going to get a swivel where it plugs in on the forearm. Now, you're going to notice this cut here. It does appear to be a ball joint, but I can't really get any movement. So for me, I can't say that that's a functioning joint because of his shirt and the strap here. Yeah, so it doesn't really work. If you can get it to work, please comment down below. I'm welcoming a correction here on how to fix it because I've heated it up. Nothing. We do have a ball jointed waist, which, again, it's a retool. So there you go. Hips are on the old style NECA swivel hinge combo. So they go forward and back about that far. He has a what's effectively a rubber waist. So there you go for the hips. You can split about that far. We do get dedicated thigh swivels, which is good. Single hinge knees. Why they've done that in the first place, I don't know, but that's the range of movement we got. The knees also do feature a swivel. So if you want to spin the legs around like that, you can do so. And then we actually have ball jointed ankles, and we can get some decent movement, but nothing really out of the park here. Twist and turn from side to side. Ankle rocker, slightly. Sometimes I'm able to really get him to rock, other times not. So the articulation on Hero Ash, it works. It's okay. Nothing over the top. Nothing amazing. We can kind of get him in some action poses, but if we were able to get double hinge elbows, which they could have done because this came out around the same time as the Ultimate Ash vs. Evil Dead Ash, so they could have done some re-engineering here, it'd be much better. But as it stands now, it's pretty good. It's all right. Time to talk about accessories. And what do we have? Well, we do have, like I did make mention before, that sort of stoic, serious face. We have the teeth gritting face. We do have a Necronomicon. We do have the shotgun or the boomstick. And we do have the Kandarian dagger, or as NECA referred to it as the bone dagger. And I have actually seen a version of the Kandarian dagger in person. It is cool. Or Kandarian, tomato. Let's just go from there, okay? Okay, so taking a look at the alternate head sculpts, let's go ahead and take a look at that sort of stoic face, which, yeah, cool, all good. Now, this and the teeth gritting face, they're new for this release. They are not a part of the previous Ultimate Ash release, so for this one, they had to sort of coordinate where those different scratch and blood marks are going to be, so these two have better matching than the default head sculpt. So just something to keep in mind. Head sculpts are difficult to swap between, so use hot water or blow dryer if you are going to be doing that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that larger Necronomicon, which much better than the previous Ultimate Ash because this one opens up. Now this one is going to use dot matrix for the actual printing on the inside, which looks pretty cool, and you can actually use this as a fun accessory for some of your other figures if they want to read through a book. Pretty dang cool here, very nice to see. Now Ash is going to come with his boomstick, which is going to be pretty nice. Overall, the detailing on it is good, and I will say when you compare it immediately to the shotgun that the previous Ash came with, it actually does look like it is legitimately sawed off from the previous one. I mean, the sculpt nearly looks one-to-one, so good job to NECA on that one. However, since this Ash is going to be using the same hand as the previously released Ash, he cannot hold it perfectly because, once again, his finger is sculpted to his hand. Good job, NECA. Then he's going to come with the Kandarian dagger. Very nice details here. Gotta say, this is pretty awesome. A legitimate critique, I would say, is that it is made of a soft plastic, so this is going to bend. Don't be surprised about that, which is, I guess, kind of unfortunate. I don't know, maybe it would break over time if you're pretty rough with it, but otherwise, it's good. I mean, the detailing is great. The paint application, while not 100% accurate necessarily, it's still very good. Not sharp enough to poke someone's eye out necessarily, but hey, it's a demon dagger. Yeah, it works. Yeah, NECA did a good job. Now, looking at this sort of as it comes, there's not really much else that NECA could have added here except for the deer that was included in the set that this figure debuted in, which would have been very nice to see, but they just didn't. Why? I don't know. But c'est la vie, I suppose. Is there anything else they could have added here? I don't really know. There's not much else aside from just reissuing the Hero Ash and Dead-Eyed Ed box set. Yeah, so hopefully NECA will do that soon. But if you are looking for other accessories, maybe effect parts or support stands, you know I got videos to help you out. Overall, accessories are good for what they are, but I think NECA could have included at least the deer head. Now let's go ahead and move on over to a size comparison with the previously released, or the newly released, Ultimate Ash from Evil Dead 2. So this way you get an idea for a size, and boy, do they look good together. Now, as I did make mention, this is basically going to be very, very similar with the previously released Evil Dead 2 Ultimate Ash, and you can swap parts. So if you want to do that, congratulations, you can fulfill your fantasy of a heavy arms Dead-Eyed Ash. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. If you have the anniversary box set, there's no reason to pick this up unless you just simply want this particular release, which at that point, I don't know why you're watching this review because you already made up your mind. But hey, thank you for watching anyway. If you're sort of on the fence, NECA teased that they're going to be doing more Evil Dead stuff this year being 2021, and considering they just reissued the original Evil Dead 2 Ultimate Ash, I'm inclined to believe we're going to be getting more stuff, including a potential reissue of that anniversary box set, but not with the anniversary label on it. So, something to keep in mind. Plus, I don't remember the last time I saw one of these at one of the at least 12 Walmarts that I have access to, including one of the ones that stocks Ninja Turtles pretty well. So it's going to be up to you whether or not you want to get this. MSRP is about $30, just something to keep in mind. Now, if you've made it this far, I just wanted to give you a formal thanks for watching, and I also wanted to let you know for this month, February 2021, I am going to be doing a gallery over on my Patreon for patrons at the silver tier on up of Ash Versus, which is going to be a very fun time of Ash, whether it's going to be Evil Dead 2 or Ash vs. Evil Dead against a whole bunch of other horror icons, whether it's going to be Bubba, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we're going to have Freddy Krueger, maybe we're going to have the Doom guy in there. Huh? What are we going to do there? Yeah, so definitely head on over to the Patreon if you are interested in supporting the channel and checking out some fun things like 4 Patreon previews every month. Not particularly reviews, but you get a quick look into my mind about some figures that I'm interested in and that I may not necessarily get to review right away. All right, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and let's kick it to the credits. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, to, big thumbs up, thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.